super easy way to chop the onion, especially in pico de gallo, just because you're gonna make a bunch of small slices. So the less time you have to move the knife, the better. Especially with this, you want everything to be cut up evenly, and it seems to taste better instead of having a big old chunk of onion or big old chunk of tomato. Everything's diced about the same size. Now, I'm not a trained chef, so I'm sure there's some of you that could probably give us a little pointer or two on how to do this. This is just the way I've always done it, and I haven't chopped a finger off yet, so I must be winning, I guess. Some garlic. You could use a garlic press also. This is what I do. It's what I've always done. Why change it? It ain't broke. You know, my mom used to make this all the time, and I feel like it takes me forever to chop this up and make it. But she'd have a huge bowl done within minutes. It's like, where in the heck did that come from? And now I got a little different appreciation for what she did for us. Now I'm a little older and got to do it myself. Now here's the crazy part. The jalapeno, I cut that just like I do the onion, and that I go one way and then I go the other. And just based on my experience with jalapenos, I could tell this one has some heat just by the way it smells. So now what I'm gonna do, I like hot, but not everybody does. If you don't like hot, what you do, you cut that in half. You're gonna remove the seeds and what are called the ribs, which is this white stuff right here. We're gonna get rid of that. That's gonna get rid of some of the heat for you. I'm gonna kind of play it a little risky here. And if it's a little hot, it's a little hot, and I apologize, but I like spicy food, okay? Same there. Guys, here's your warning. If you just did what I did without gloves on, and you need to go use the restroom, wash your hands before you zip down the fly, because you will feel it. I promise you will feel it. So again, there's your warning. All right, now what I do, now that I have my onion, my garlic, and my jalapenos in there, I throw in some salt and the juice of half a lime. What that lime does, it's gonna break that down a little bit, and all those ingredients in there are what I would consider a sharp ingredient. So onions are kind of sharp. You know, none of those ingredients you necessarily wanna bite into themselves, but with that onion, it helps break it down while you're doing the rest of the stuff in here, okay? Take some cilantro, cut it up. My buddy Jeff, he runs that other VIP boat, absolutely hates cilantro. He thinks it's overrated. So I'm gonna make sure I put plenty in here for him, because that's what you do with your buddies. You gotta mess with each other, right? Or else you're probably not your buddies if you can't mess with them. All right. Okay, we're gonna give that a little mix. All right, so now you got the lime in there, you got the salt in there. Everything's breaking down. Now we're gonna do the tomatoes. The tomatoes, hands down, are the hardest thing to cut for people, especially when you're dicing them up as small as we are. The way I do it is I don't get overly, I guess, sensitive about it. I cut them in half like that, and then I make slits in them just like this here. Okay, I turn it perpendicular. Okay, it's not gonna be perfect, but neither am I, so who am I to judge, right? And then when I get to that last piece, I just cut it just like that, all right? And this pico de gallo goes awesome on a lot of things that we prepare game-wise, especially fish. And during the summertime, if you have your own garden, you're gonna absolutely love this. And we put this pico de gallo on fish tacos. We put them in a shrimp cocktail that we make. With spotted prawns. That's absolutely phenomenal. It's kind of your base for that. And it's just a good way to put it out on the table and enjoy chips and salsa. So between those three things there, you know, it's a very versatile dish. And especially if you've grown the vegetables. If you've grown the tomatoes and the cilantro and the jalapenos, which are actually really, really easy to grow, it's kind of nice, you know, to be able to go outside, pull it out of your garden, bring it inside, chop it all up like this, put it over the top of the fish that you killed. There's something about that makes food taste better. When you've either harvested it yourself, whether it be out of a garden whether it be out of the river, whether it be out of the forest. I'm not kidding. There's something about that it's a flavor that you can't replicate, and it's a natural flavor. And I don't care who tells you what, you can't buy it from the store. So I think that's maybe why I like cooking so much, especially with game and fish and products that we grow out in our garden. The gardening, the fishing, the hunting. For me, everything comes back to family, and it's really a way for me to keep my family together, and that I could have them go do chores, go pick tomatoes. Picking a tomato is the same exact chore as reeling in a salmon. The kids don't realize it, but it's the same exact thing. You're harvesting something. And so when I get to tell my kids to do something like that, sure, they bellyache over one of them more than the other, but at the very end, hopefully they're learning something, and when they get old enough, they can boss their kids around too. So anyways, that's how you make VIP Outdoor Pico de Gallo, and we're gonna go throw some fish on the barbecue and enjoy it with friends and family.